Melly appeared in court today for the first time since his September trial, and the new judge was surprised to learn how long he had been incarcerated. When Melly appeared in court with the new hairstyle, he was clearly incensed, but more on that later. After perusing the case files, the new judge discovered Melly's jail term. Melly needed to choose his attorneys well because he had apparently been incarcerated for 2,159 days.
No, but let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You'll decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
What Melly needed was a new judge who wasn't just supporting the prosecutors. To help Melly's chances of being released, however, his lawyers pointed to evidence from the first trial showing that Melly texted his ex-girlfriend while he was fleeing the men on the street at the time of the event. As Melly had been imprisoned for 2,100 days without being proven guilty, the judge said, "Give us your final reason why he shouldn't be free by tomorrow, or I'm releasing him on bond."
The part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
Demonstrating that an automobile carrying opposition street people was pursuing Melly, even though the prosecutors acknowledged during the Melly trial that no handgun was discovered.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Court Bowie claims that the feds are using Melly any way they choose, regardless of whether it is lawful, but it appears that they have been apprehended. This is crucial to comprehending why they are at last pursuing the release discussions.
They're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted them bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't.
According to a source, Melly's mother is suing the county prison to get her son released from custody because, according to the federal government, they can treat him any way they want. And this has been his reality for the last 5 years. Melly is suing the Broward Sheriff's Office for mistreating her and wants to be released from prison immediately. He further alleges that they have denied him permission to check his mail, use a phone, or see or communicate with any family members for the last 3 years.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't.
Charleston White responded to this revelation by saying Melly shouldn't receive preferential treatment and should live her life as she deems fit.
The YNW Melly. I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated. When you done chose to play somebody.
This caused Melly's mother a great deal of distress. Jamie King says she is heartbroken and powerless because Melly isn't even receiving humane care in prison.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to.
Boozy would mention this and talk about the stress Jimmy King had been under lately.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
You stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and
But in response, the federal government would put up a 6-page evidentiary file explaining why Melly shouldn't be released from prison. You tell me if you would release him, starting with the motivation, the most important new piece of evidence. King Von and Melly had a close friendship. Melly was detained after a renegade All-Block member exposed a secret he had told King Von. Melly asked King Val for advice on how to handle Juvie and Sack Chaser.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put that, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still?
In order to make money off of the registered business, where Melly and Borland traded money for performances, item sales, and business promotion, Sack Chaser and Juvie were chasing Melly. In contrast, Sack Chaser and Juvie sought a portion, but did not work for the money. If you know King Von's background and his style of problem solving, you may guess how V might have instructed Melly to handle matters. This piece of evidence was overlooked by the prosecutors at the initial trial for a reason. The evidence discovered on Melly's phone, which shows that he texted hours after the incident to confess to.
Gambino Town asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHH.
However, a saved video from someone's Facebook Live was also found on Melly's phone, showing Melly and the band responding to the crime just 6 hours after it was committed.
After it was done.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
The lead prosecutor would then, without remorse, go into extensive detail about the physical evidence of the crime, including the Jeep they were traveling in during the initial trial, knowing how Melly handled the loss of the two best friends emotionally. Sergeant Williams would then reveal that a drive-by was not an option.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time assignment, which is to determine if this is a driver. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that that has some movement in it, which is around site L here. The actually moving.
In her testimony during the Melly trial, Juvie's mother identified the person seated in the car when Williams admitted that the crime had to have been done inside.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury? I'm Leon Phillips. Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case? Yes, I am. How so? I'm his mother. And who is that? Christopher Thomas. Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep? Yes. Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep? Yes. Which seat, if you can identify for the jury? He got in the back seat on the right-hand side. Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side? Yes. And who was that individual?
But in order to give Melly more time to defend her imprisonment,
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
The federal government confiscated the band's home and discovered documents in a suitcase. According to the tale, these are pictures of purported notes found during the raid, and Borland uses the locations and appearances of specific jurors to emphasize how serious the issue is.
Keep it real, this is sloppy. Borland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing them and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Let's say, for instance, that Melly received a life sentence. This paper may have been delivered to powerful people on the street in retaliation against Melly. But Melly and Borland are facing other accusations.
6 new charges against Dimmons, 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence.
The band's grave error was linked to these additional fees. During the first trial, Juvie's father would reveal how Melly and Borland were interfering with witnesses and the code words they used to coerce Melly's ex-girlfriend into not testifying against him.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Seems like to me they're going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky.
However, Melly's attorneys will be allowed to provide a defense against the evidence presented by the prosecution, arguing that a report suggests Melly won't be retried for some time. Jamie King, Melly's mother, even provided an update outside the courthouse on the upcoming September 2025 retrial in his double rape case.
Melly, till he's free, he's coming home, guys. Just patience. So we did have court today, him and Bort, they both had court. And so basically the judge put a new trial date in for September 10th of 2025. Please make it make sense. I don't know. At this point, they need to just dismiss the case. Yeah, he still doesn't have phone calls. Still no visitation. He's still in the new facility all alone by himself, no contact. He's not allowed to have contact with any other inmates. They move him around with several guards. It's like something you never